Nice to meet you. Hey there. Nice to meet you. Alright, I should come up with like an original song to, troll the normies or something. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do for that though. Alright now. Cut my life into pizza. This is my plastic fork. Oven roasting, no breathing. Don't give a blip of its carbs that I'm eating. This is my plastic fork. Boo, get out, get out, get out. Ad break, ad break. No, ads are coming. Dun 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 dun. Gibbity, I just muted the space before. Okio Studios, the place that got shut down, after this game was released. Because it wasn't, because it wasn't a big giant, money-making gacha machine. Gotcha. Yeah, I hate gacha game. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I dislike gacha games. Yeah, they always feel like scams. There's no reason, there's no reason for, gambling in video. And there's no reason for, gambling out tons of money on, getting waifu pools. At that rate, I just, rather go to a casino and, blow all my money there. And, I might get it, I might have a chance at, getting more than I spend. Yeah, besides, I can just download, like, free fan art, or, if I really like a gacha character, I can just have anybody dress as them. I will say some of the gacha characters are, like, really pretty, but, I ain't gonna play gacha games now. No thanks. No thanks. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna pack my stuff and leave. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Wait, is dropping the F-bomb, banned on Twitch? Oh wait, I'm sorry. Showing VTuber hips is banned on Twitch. I should, get into my, I should, commission a new model of Indamani. Yeah, it's gonna be basically the same as this one, except, except my hips and, around my chest are gonna be covered in, like, very padded, safety regulation orange. That way it'll be 100% Twitch compliant and, everybody will have to suffer. That way it'll be 100%, Twitch compliant. I mean, that's how that works, right? Alright, now. Right. Right now. Rip and tear. Alright, now. I mean, to be honest, I haven't played a Doom game since, Doom 64. I was not very good at Doom 64. Yeah, but I can appreciate some good Doom music. And I can, appreciate, Doomguy's quest to, get vengeance on demons. After all, they not only took over Earth, and, killed his people, they also killed his pet bunny. And, killing the pet bunny, is like, the last straw, and, that's when, the demons, heaved their last ha. And he decided to rip and tear into him. Yeah, I don't blame him for, ripping and tearing, when the evil demons, decide, hey, we're gonna murder this random pet bunny for no reason. Yeah, like, the bunny, really? Like, dude, the bunny, really? Really? Murdering the bunny? Yeah, I and the bunny do not stand for bunny murder. Except for bunny monsters in video games, yeah. That, I will do, but, I don't stand for, murdering, actual just cute bunnies, no. Although, then again, in Chronicles of the Wolf, you can murder bunnies and, get their mate. I am aware that, Omori exists and, there's plenty of bunny murder in that game because, one of the main enemy types is bunnies. And there are so many of them. Yeah, I need to trick Enabin into playing that game, by the way. Yeah, then I'll be forced to, kill a whole bunch of bunnies. Yeah, I'm sorry, that's actually evil, isn't it? I'm sorry, that's evil. That's not good. I'm not. Alright, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I mean, they're just, they're just, monsters that, look like rabbits, yeah. Sort of like the Rabbites and, Bravely Second, yeah. Yeah, some people try to keep the Rabbites as pets and, the Rabbites, just fit into their arm. Because they're just like the El Mirages and, have you ever seen ReZero? Yeah, ReZero had these cute, adorable bunny monsters that, the main character was like, ooh, these guys are going to be easy pickings. And then, chased after it. And, when he got there, there's a whole bunch of them waiting for him. And they just, attacked him and ripped into him. Sober's life is, basically a nightmare difficulty. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was sent to that other world to basically go to hell. Let's go to hell. Six cars. Let's go to hell. Just as I feel I'm answer. More information. That's right. We're gonna defeat Dollface by we're gonna hit him hard. We're gonna hit him high. We're gonna hit him low. We're gonna hit him hard. We're gonna kick him and we're gonna go right off to him and kick him in the nads. Wait, as a superhero, should I really be kicking people in the nads? Then again, superhero and supervillain fights are basically a fight to the death, so. So supervillains are, trying to kill you, so. I don't mind, kicking them in the nads every now and again. Although they're not gonna like that. They're obviously not gonna like that, but they'll probably live. Besides, I have a whole bag of, fairy tricks I can use on them. I refuse to use some of them because they're a little bit too dangerous. I have the ability to steal names and also charm people, but I refuse to use them because I find them creepy. Besides, my all right now. We don't have to defeat the guy as long as we can get the mana sword away from him. I mean, I've seen what Isekai villains do with charm magic. Okay. I ain't doing that, no. No. That's bad. Bad. Ban. Gone forever. Alright. Ban. Gone forever. Yeah, get out of your butts. Get out of your butts. Well, except for if some of you are actual, robot VTubers. You guys are cool. You guys aren't clankers, yeah. Scam bots though are definitely 100% clankers. Clanker! Clanker, go clank. Alright, now, thank you, Ace, for, giving me, my mission statement. Let's take stock. Alright, now. Rollin', ride. Rollin', ride. Alright, now. Bait. This is bait. Alright, now. I activate a trap card. Beat it. Alright, now. Get baited. Get baited. Wait, what? Oh, no. Since you activate an effect, that effect gets negated, and also you take like 2,000 damage. What? 2,000 damage? Oh no! Yeah, that's as much as Gravedigger's trap hole. No knows. Yeah. Also, would it be okay if it negates and doesn't destroy? Wait. Yeah. Negating and not destroying is, pretty good, but, destroying and not negating is, bad. Push yourself if we get caught up in a fight. Just stand back. At least I'm pretty sure that's the case. Alright, now, number 15, Burger King foot lettuce. It turns out what you might... Alright, now. Come on. Alright, get up. Face down. We're not kidding around. What's that sound? Your pride hitting the ground. And I have come too far to let them down. Get up. We're all in. We're all here for the scene, and it seems it's gonna be me walking away with my new crown. You know, if I ever get Legends AC, I should probably sing like some cassette piece theme. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I probably can't do that because you know, competition is not kosher with, you know, Nintendo. How dare something, you know, compete with us? We're gonna sue. Yeah, don't you know we own the copyright of every idea in video games ever? Yeah, it's just like Monster Energy and, you know, owning the word monster. Don't you know that we own that stuff? And, you know, we're gonna sue if, you know, people dare to compete with us. Yeah, how dare, you know, people be more successful and, you know, do things that are actually cool. You know, don't, alright now. How dare people, you know, how dare people, you know, actually want to compete? How dare people, you know, be successful when they compete with us? Alright, sue. Yeah, and how dare our fans, you know, have fun with our games and, you know, make fan games of our products? We gotta sue. How dare people, you know, use the word monster? You know, we gotta sue. Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't aware, you know, right and wrong when it came to copyright, you know, was based on, you know, how deep, you know, somebody's pockets were, and, you know, how much, we're based on how deep, you know, somebody's pockets were, but, you know, here we are, I guess. Yeah, it reminds me of when Dark Shovel, you know, pulled stuff that was similar with the word Tulpa. Because he decided, you know, I'm gonna release an energy drink called Tulpa, and, you know, I'm gonna sue everybody. I'm gonna sue everybody that uses the word Tulpa, okay? You know, because I own that. And, you know, he actually got the copyright for that. And then I had to kick it, and then yeah. Yeah, it turns out he was using mind control to get his... Yeah. I thought he was, like, using mind control to get his way, but apparently not. Oh, hey, look at this bridge. I was, like, saying, this place is definitely gonna have a boss fight later. It turns out it actually is. No. Alright now, we need to make this transformative, okay? Remember, this is gameplay, which is, you know, super transformative. Oh no, it's Delafeos, and he's become an edgy demon lord. He's become edgy demon lord number 9,999, you know, 336. And a half. Alright, yeah, all the benevolents are dead, and now we gotta take you on, and by the way, what's with that aesthetic? You got vines, you got a red gem, you got, like, skeleton. Yeah, alright, yeah. Alright, yeah, that's an actual cool Demon Lord design. Wait, technically speaking, it's not a Demon Lord, but, you know. I, Delafeos, am the greatest hero that ever lived, yeah. Wait, actually, I'm pretty sure that's Susano. Yeah, Susano's the greatest hero that ever lived. What are you talking about? Who are you sussy imposter? Sussy imposter? Sussy baka? Alright, now, let's kick his butt. I wish to return to my root. Alright, now. My wife was dead, and you know what? Yeah, alright, now. The goddess, took my wife away from me. That means I'm gonna be all vengeful. But, Mr. Delafeos, your wife died to a random bandit. It wasn't the goddess Amanda's fault. Lies, and more lies. I don't know. Love. Alright, now, you gotta say, sometimes you're full of love, sometimes you're full of love. Yeah, you know, they're both very different things, you know? I mean, they're both very different things, and sometimes they can mean the same thing. Alright, now, let's go. Alright, now, freezer shock, freezer burn. Oh, no, ow, he's shooting me. Alright, uh-oh. Oh, no, he's charging up. Oh, no, he's warming up. Ow, no, he's warming up. He's warming up. Oh, no, ow. Alright, did we get him? Alright, did we get him? That's right, get wrecked. That's right, get wrecked, That's right, get wrecked. Get wrecked, bum boy. Bone Boys from Outer Space, Ultimate Muscle. Actually, Bone Boys from Outer Space, you know, probably would be a good 90s cartoon, yeah. Yeah, it could be like Skeleton Warriors. You know, it ran for one season because, you know, Karens everywhere decided, you know, hey, we want to get rid of all the cool stuff on TV. Sort of like how Karens are trying to get rid of all, trying to, you know, to control the internet and, you know, censor all the video games. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, yeah. Yeah, Karens all over the world, you know, when they get into government, basically want to run the government like, you know, like a tyrannical parent, you know, runs their household. You know, get rid of doors so nobody's allowed privacy, you know, check all your messages and make sure that you're staying in line because you might be doing something wrong if you're, you know, hanging around those people or, you know, looking up this thing or, you know, trying to, you know, escape. Because how dare people have lifelines, you know, and circumvent the manipulation and the abuse. Or, you know, want to escape. I know. You're not using the Sword of Mana? Oh no, he broke the Sword of Mana. No, we need the sword to, you know, do hero things. Well, alright now. Oh no, he's gathering the powers of darkness. Oh no, he's gathering the powers of darkness. Yeah, I will no longer be a slave to the goddess. What are you talking about? The goddess wasn't responsible for your wife's death, dude.
I have no need of a limb granted by the goddess's pity.
Oh no. Alright, is he gonna, you know, just start punching us through like a JoJo character? Oh no, he's aglow with purple energy. Alright, too much purple energy is dangerous. It's sort of like pink energy, you know, purple energy is like super dangerous. He's basically glowing with the power of the Shadow Realm. Oh no. Oh no, phase two. Oh no, bullet hell. Oh no, you're shooting bullet hell at me. That's right, fire lasers at him. Galifeo, stop being evil. Stop being evil and, you know, learn to be reasonable. Learn to be reasonable. I know you're suffering through grief, but, you know, alright, I know you're suffering through grief and all that, but, you know, I'm here to convince you to not be evil because being evil is bad, okay? And besides, we're also heroes? Oh, wait. I mean, I do understand loss, you know, Hina was, you know, taken from me.
Someone dear to me.
Alright, now. I like that, well, you know, it's basically saying, yeah, I lost somebody too, but you don't see me acting like an edgelord. You know, I almost went off the rail, but, you know, I had a support system. Which is called, you know, Friends. Alright, Mike, cut to the Friends theme. Actually don't. Actually don't, I'm pretty sure that's copyright. I mean, can you believe you're gonna still be copyrighted for, you know, 3-second clips of, you know, the Friends theme? Alright now.
For the rest of us. Your strong hearts created a better tomorrow.
We're here to fight for a better. All right, now we're here to fight for truth, justice, and a better tomorrow. Rivel, no. All right, give up. You're gonna lose. The goddess will. Oh no, he's unleashing demonic Megiddo. Elementals, protect the Alm. All right, now protect the Alm by, you know, lagging the game. Oh no, they're protecting us from demonic Megiddo. Elementals, you sure you're gonna be alright? Oh no. Yeah, you guys sure you're gonna be okay? It's just like, we just, you know, took a demonic Megiddo to the face. It's no big deal. I mean, when Dracula does it, it's usually an instant death attack, but, you know, I'm pretty sure we're gonna be fine. Oh no, the goddess is in trouble. The goddess is in trouble. We better head over to the Sanctuary Mana.
Hold on, think about it.
No, the Sword of Mana, and you don't know how strong Alpheus is. I mean, it's okay. We're pretty strong too. We're like level 99. No, the Mana Sword, no. No, poor Mana Sword. Is there any way we can repair that? We need to repair that so we can, you know, save the world and stuff. And also undo the sacrifices of evil.
Even so,
Even so, I'm taking the Mana Sword with me.
Deilophos must be stopped.
Alright now. Spooters, alright now. Spooters! Alright now. Alright guys, alright guys. Alright now. I'm gonna claim the alright now. Alright, let's go into alright now. Skibbity, we just muted this bass before. That's right, we're gonna make that the song. Every time we play an instrument in the game, anytime we play an instrument in the game, we're gonna you know, play skit, we're gonna play the skit, we're gonna play, you know, skit, we're gonna play skibbity music. Wait, I'm pretty sure Skibbity Toilet is dead, isn't it? Dead meme. That's like a dead meme, you know, stop being a boomer. Yeah, probably something like that, right? Boom, 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 I want you in my room. The anthem spoken by VTubers. You know, except not really. Also, I need that money, I really do, to pay for my gachables. I mean, my bills, my very expensive daily bills that I have every day. Oh, wait, I mean, it's totally not going towards gacha games, guys. Definitely not. By the way, I'm like $500,000 in debt, and by the way, I'm like $500,000 in debt, so so yeah, it's totally going towards bills and totally not so I can pull, you know, like you know, Yukari on like Zenless Zone Zero. Yeah. By the way, anybody saying that I'm you know, robbing people to, you know, play gacha games? Ban, God forever. Alright, that's just a joke, guys. We're not actually doing that now. That's just a joke. Okay, I'm sorry. Ban. No. I'm just joking. I'm sorry. You know, I'm kind of high on my own supply of, you know, toxic brain chemicals today. You know, sometimes I go up, sometimes I go down, you know. Yeah, you know, it's part of the power of the moon, it's part of the true art of the moon that, you know, inflicts me with lunacy, yeah. Yeah, because the goddess of creation, you know, decided to wield that for whatever reason. Yeah, her ways are, you know, totally mysterious, and, you know, it's definitely, you know, a good thing, yeah. Whoa, this place has been taken over by purple energy. Oh no. This can't be the sanctuary. It's got purple all around it. Yo, have you seen all this purple mist? You know, it's like very dangerous, yeah. Why is there shadow energy here? No, it's spread to the sanctuary, no. Deilophos' curse has spread to the sanctuary, man, and no. That's not good. Yeah, he kind of broke the Mana Sword, and that's, you know, kind of bad. That's like, you know, super bad, okay? I regret to say that mortals have no means to repair sword. Wait, you're saying no mortal can repair the sword? No. Can't we just get Orihhalcum just like with the Sword of Light, you know, in Dragon Quest 1? I mean Dragon Quest 11? Darn, bleh. Come on, I can't remember my games. Come on, get them correct. Get them correct, Indamani, stop mixing them up. You know, clearly it's Eldritch. Clearly, you know, the Sword of Light is actually Eldritch Sword. It's actually Erdrick Sword, yeah. Obviously. That's only, you know, is 100% what happens in Dragon Quest 1, by the way. I'm sorry. Okay, I kid. By the way, we love Coda, yeah. Coda, unlike the ancestral spirit of all the soul guards, yeah.
And the world at
large. Such as this, I intend to chronicle every last detail. You're not afraid of Deilophos.
Sorry.
I thank you.
Alright, now, let's go. Alright, now. We will definitely 100% kick Deilophos' butt by, you know, kicking him in the nads. Yeah, that's what heroes do. We see an opportunity and we take it. Actually, that's, you know, pretty evil, isn't it? No. Yeah, alright. Scratch that plan. We're not kicking him in the nads. We're gonna kick him in the face and, you know, probably make his teeth fly in heaps. I'll probably just strike him in the face with my staff. You know, I do sometimes use it as a blunt object.
A detailed report.
And it sometimes works if, you know, you charge it up with, you know, certain types of magic.
We gotta come out on top. So
It works wonders against monsters if you charge it with certain types of magic. I know usually in, you know, anime, you know, whenever you strike stuff with a staff, it, like, does, like, no damage, but, you know, I can assure you it does, you know, lots of damage when I do it.
Delaphos's patrons cause such suffering.
It does, like, physical blunt damage, you know, or, you know, certain elements depending on how I've enchanted it. You know, enchantment, you know, is just another form of magic, you know, that, you know, I can use. Granted, mine are a bit more limited compared to somebody who's, like, you know, a professional enchanter. Alright, now. You gotta remember, one of my main elements is light. Alright, now, I can use, you know, I can use other things like wood and wind, like wood, wind, thunder, and ice and water. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know some stuff that's also animal element too. Oh yeah, and darkness. Oh yeah, and dream. Also, I'm pretty sure I know a couple psychic attacks. I mean, technically speaking, you know, most forms of charm magic are a psychic attack.
Alone in here.
You know, an illusion magic would probably count as a psychic attack, I guess. Fact fairies are pretty good at psychic attacks, yeah.
Are you suggesting that
That's, you know, how you pretend to be small dainty fairies while we trick mortals out of their names. I mean, Well, Liza, what you doing here?
There we go.
Alright, now, I will admit that Liza, you know, is very cute. I like her. Her design is very nice. No wonder Aaron fell in love with her.
The Alm of Wood will be going
Oh, it's the other elms. Ooh, spooky. Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine.
Thought I might take the long
Oh no.
travel a bit.
Alright, go, skeletons, go.
No one waiting at
Go,
home.
go, gadget laser.
always too big.
Mm.
Even for just
Wait, did you know Inspector Gadget even have a laser?
I'll be leaving you all alone.
Yeah, most of what I remember about the Inspector Gadget is he wasn't very competent at fighting crime, but, you know, Penny was definitely much smarter.
So I think you should go back.
Yeah, Penny was definitely the brains of the group, you know.
Maybe I will.
Mm.
He's not the type to give presents to
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed by the Inspector Gadget movie for one reason only. They actually showed who Dr. Claw was. Yeah, the whole point of Dr. Claw is we're not supposed to, you know, see who he is.
But
You know, he's like based on Blofeld or something.
not a jeweler.
You know, which coincidentally, are you guys familiar with, you know, Pokemon Gen 1?
Made this himself.
You know, technically speaking, Giovanni is also based on Blofeld.
I'll have to go back to give
Complete with Persian being the stand-in for the White Cat.
on.
Although I will say that the parody of, you know, Blofeld I will say the parody of Blofeld is, you know, as Dr. Evil is probably more well-known than Blofeld.
from back when she was on Soul Guard duty?
Which is kind of funny, really.
Causing multiple
You know, when they brought Blofeld back in one of the Bond movies, they made him into, you know, James Bond's, you know, illegitimate brother.
Wager. I wonder how fast their journey
Which, you know, is the backstory of that's the backstory of Dr. Evil and, you know, Austin Powers. It's like, did they actually know? Oh, no. They didn't know, did they? Yeah, that's pretty funny, not gonna lie. Alright, not gonna lie, that's pretty funny, not even gonna lie. Whoa, dude. Hey there, Mr. Strings, we're so pleased to clip your... Alright, now, more elements points. Alright, go, Gadget.
It is pulsating with power.
Yeah, I don't think we... Alright, now. Alright, now. Let's kill some monsters, I guess.
Okay, who's next?
Alright, now. First world problems?
I will
First
take
world
this.
problems.
Might we exchange
First
these
world problems? Yeah, just be a little careful, you know, just be a little careful with our HP because we are using wind magic, which, you know, kind of drains our HP.
Let us proceed post haste.
Alright, I don't think I can jump that. Oh wait, there we go.
I have
Alright, now grab the syrup. Alright, now. That kind of reminds me of, you know, the low tier god speech, but I'm obviously not gonna repeat that.
Our forces made
Obviously, I'm not gonna repeat that, you know, low tier Godspeed. No. No, I feel that's a little too far. Alright, so... Alright, I can't go that way. Maybe I can go around it? Or maybe I'm supposed to go around.
Such malice was manifest in Delphos' heart.
Oh, nice, honey.
Powerful emotions can be. It's
Oh, nice, get that honey. Alright, now get that honey, honey. Get that funny bunny. Get that honey, honey. Get that funny bunny. Oh, no. Alright, we have to be careful. Alright, now, good thing we silenced all the peepers. They can't use roulette, right? At least I hope they can't. Alright, now, knock. Alright, now. Knock down the bad guys. Knock them all. Get a little meaner. You can get in my face. Cause we're meaner and greener than you will be. Face down, we're not kidding around. What's that sound? Your pride hitting the ground. And I've come too far to let them down. Get up, get up, get up. We're all in. We're all here for the scene where it seems it's gonna be me walking away with my new crown.
I will take this.
Get set. It's an arms race. Alright now, starting it. Alright now. Alright now, get a little meaner. You can get in my face. Cause I'm meaner, I'm greener than you will be. Face down, we're not kidding around. Alright, another adversary purified. Another adversary successfully pure. Wait, maybe I shouldn't say adversaries purified. I think that sounds a little too much like, I'm not, willing to show mercy. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure heroes are supposed to, show mercy or something, yeah. Right, yeah. You gotta remember, I'm still learning, but, I'm pretty sure that's like a big thing, yeah. I mean, I do under. Alright now. Alright now, start taking them all down. Yo ho ho, blow the man down. Oh wait.
I will take this. Stand clear.
Alright now, let's use the. Alright. Whoa, it's the dark. Oh no. I'm the darkness. You're the starlight. Shining from so far away.
There's no precedent.
Oh wait.
Master Aish, do not to rest.
Darkness. No parents. Darkness. The opposite of light. Pretty sure I can't use darkness on these guys though. I mean, they are little demons, so. That's right, get turned to stone. Alright now. Turning enemies to stone is like super cool.
Secured.
Alright now. Ooh, there's some more bad guys over here. Alright, bad guys from outer space. Ultimate muscle. Here to exterminate the human race. Ultimate muscle. With speed and strength and flatulence. With speed and strength and flatulence? Alright, yeah, that's from, the Four Kids song, Ultimate Muscle. You guys probably don't remember it. Yeah, guys are probably too Zimber brain to remember it. Wait, you mean kids these days don't remember what, was on TV, like 20 years ago? Wait, what? Alright, now. Wait, yeah, I feel like my bones are, turning to dust. Wait, then again, Endermine's, half Fae, she's basically immortal. I'm just glad that, Endermine's not like thousands and thousands of years old, or otherwise, she'd probably pick up vernacular from, every time period ever. And then we have some really interesting language, going on. And then we have some, really interesting and colorful, combinations of language going on that, probably isn't gonna make much sense. Not even gonna lie. Not even gonna lie, yeah, just imagine, somebody who's somebody who's like basically immortal and, they pick up insults and memes from, all time periods ever. I feel like that's gonna that's gonna get very, very silly very fast. Could you imagine that? Yeah, man, people are probably gonna be like very deeply confused.
May this momentum motivate us. Secured.
Like, you guys, did you guys know that the letter J was, like, invented in, like, the 15th century? Yeah. Alright, now, start mowing. Alright, now, mow. Alright, now, we're unleashing the scythe, mow them down. Oh, yeah, technically, technically speaking, if we were using an axe, we would mow them down. Yeah, one of my favorite axe users in fiction, by the way, is, Camilla from, Fire Emblem Fates. Of course, Camilla is way better, in any game that's not Fire Emblem Fates. Then again, Camilla's actually much better in any game that's not Fire Emblem Fates, because Fire Emblem Fates itself kind of, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of blows. I'm not gonna lie, Fire Emblem Fates kind of blows. Oh, whoa, whoops. Well, at least I don't lose HP. Well, at least I don't take HP. At least I don't lose any HP. Not in this game. Alright, just be careful of the holes inside the bridge. Alright, please tell me.
Assist us.
Oh no.
Over these platforms.
No. Alright, please don't just fall down. Alright, we gotta cross.
Shaped by the experience.
Alright, I was kind of dreading that a little bit, not gonna lie.
We must keep moving
I was dreading that just a little bit, not even gonna lie. Alright, now.
I will take this.
Yeah, alright now. I'm not gonna lie, I don't play too many platformers. Not gonna lie, I don't play too many platformers. Yeah, because I'm not very good at them. I'm not very good at them. I mean, I try. Alright now.
I cannot believe that I am buoyant.
I mean, I did play a lot of platformers growing up, but I was not very good at them, and I was not very good at them. I did manage to beat them, but I was not very good at them. And I'm pretty sure by the time I was able to actually beat, like Mario 1. It was the Game Boy Color version. Yeah, it was a Game Boy Color version of, Super Mario Bros. 1. Which, did come with the lost levels, as an unlockable. That version of, Super Mario Bros. 1 was, pretty cool, but,
Secure.
just because, it also had the lost levels as, like, a bonus on it. All those challenge stages, but,
You are all
Well, I don't pretend like I'm, very good at, platformers, I'm not as good at them as, RPGs. Yeah, I've seen RPGs, attempt platforming, and, sometimes they do it, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes they do it right, sometimes they don't. Yeah, in Hyperdimension Neptunia's case, they definitely don't get it right. Way too floaty. Yeah, I remember playing Sega Hard Girls, and, I was trying to do the platforming in that, and, it was like, super duper floaty. And I was like, Yeah, it's way worse than, the block pushing and, Chris Tales. Yeah, there's a reason that, in most, video games where there's block pushing puzzles, your characters actually grab onto the blocks, instead of, just pushing up against them. Oh no, is that Grapplefine? What's he doing back? Oh no, it's Grapplefine. Grapplefine, version 2.0. Alright, that's it. Alright, Savage Grapplefine. Alright, oh no, ow, you're shooting me at thorns. I mean, thorns are basically, thorns are basically just tentacles. Oh no, not poison. Alright, he's trying to toxify me. Alright, now keep everybody alive. Yeah, the reason why everybody's taking so much damage is because I'm using one magical. Very nice. Alright, now everybody's up. I'm using one magic also, that's why, everybody's taking damage from, from the battle. Alright, just gotta be a little careful about that. Just gotta be kind of careful about that. In fact, let's switch to Morley. In fact, I have an idea. I'll switch to Morley. Alright, I have an idea. I'll switch to Morley. In fact, I'm gonna switch to Morley, yeah. That way I'm not, just constantly sucking up my, party member's life force. When I go to, use a spell. No, yeah, those bubbles haven't been a thing since, the first visit to Luca Runes. By the way. It's not like it's a huge mechanic in the game. Just like it's programmed for one dungeon and then never again. Oh, this is the desert. In the desert with no name in the desert. Alright, I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to fight these guys. Alright, yeah, alright now. Alright now, hopefully we can turn this down. Alright, yeah, we have to kill all the minions. We have to kill all the minions or we can't advance. Oh, whoa, whoops. Watch out for Rocket Punch. Alright, now we can take him. Our adversary is purified. I don't know, look at these guys. Alright. Oh, whoa. Uh-oh. They're about to charge. Alright, now they should be dying from poison. Alright, now. Morley is probably one of the better physical attackers in the game. I would say that, some people swear by, a samurai sword builds. And like things like his wood class. Yeah, but I like the knives. Besides, the knives let you do that. Which is kind of cool, not gonna lie. Oh, excuse me, oof.
If I do.
Oh no, is that Mantis Ant? Oh no, what's he doing back? No, here comes the Mantis Ant. Alright, Mantis Ant, bring it on. Bring it on, Mantis Ant. Alright, now time to spam inflate. Oh no, ow. Morley, get up. Alright, spam inflation. Oh, whoop, oh boy. Alright, that's right, spam inflation. Alright, we're gonna defeat the enemies with the power of capitalism. Alright now, we're gonna defeat all the enemies with the power of capitalism. That's right, capitalism is... Alright, capitalism, capitalism 1, evil 0. Wait, isn't capitalism just another brand of evil? Alright, pretty sure capitalism is just another brand of evil, not gonna lie. Ooh, what's gonna happen? Alright, now. Delafeos, what is he doing here?
No.
Yeah, it must be an illusion. Alright, if these phantoms are echoes of the past, it might be a bygone version of Delafeos then. Back when he was actually a hero. Before he became an edgelord. Almost as edgy as, on Count Edgeworth in the lore. Alright, not gonna lie, Count Edgeworth, he's alright, now Count Edgeworth is, the most edgy, the most edgy bad guy in the lore.
That we may continue
Because I designed him, after, vampire, vampire teen bad boy.
and bring peace to the world.
He has the power, sharp pointing objects. His favorite things to use it on are razor blades, katanas, and Walmart switchblades, and also the spikes from his own, gelled hair.
But in the
Yeah.
end, he wasn't a hero at all.
Yeah, you got it. All right, now it's like why Cloud's hair is so spiky, like in Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, the reason why Cloud's hair is so spiky is so that he can headbutt the enemies and ram them with the spikes of his hair. Yeah, in fact, I'm pretty sure one of the central conflicts of Final Fantasy is the government raise taxes on hair gel. I mean, if I were making a video game and wanted to do a haha funny meme plot, I'd probably make it something like that. And also I'd have the main character, and I also have one of the main characters be a dude who is dressed in nothing but belts. yeah. They're kind of go with the Nomura aesthetic, okay? The classic, Nomura aesthetic that, was popular around the time, that Kingdom Hearts first came out. That kind of became its own style. Yeah, the Velvet Crow special, yeah. Just, dress your character in rags and a whole bunch of belts. Hey, it's the Elemental Spirits, yes. Alright, we love it, alright.
In the Luca ruins. Then this must be when he
Skibbity, I just muted this space before. Alright, now, feel the power of capitalism. Capital gain.
With Gandoom's
Oh no. Alright, now. Do.
allowing the
Dun 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 dun. Oh no, alright. Gandoom was trying to flood the region? Oh no, of course he was. That's technically speaking the Riddler's plot from, that one Batman movie. Alright now, I admit that, having the Riddler, use social media and, boast about his crimes, it is something that is very in character with Riddler. But, him leaving behind riddles is, pretty much what he's supposed to do. But, he needs to, do the death traps and, be some sort of, megalomaniac, narcissist. Because, that's what he does. That's what he does. Although, I kind of ironically really like the Jim Carrey version of him. Yeah. Jim Carrey just, brings a certain level of, insanity to him, yeah. That, I think really fits Gotham. Since, I'm pretty sure Gotham is, super cursed anyways, kind of mess with the sanity of, people inside of it. That's why, even the citizens of, Gotham are basically insane. Pretty sure that's also why the citizens of Gotham are pretty insane for, actually staying in Gotham. When the Joker exists. At least I'm pretty sure that's the case. Pretty sure that's the case. Whoops. Oh, come on now. Alright, come on now. I swear I can do this. Alright, we just have to remember how the bubbles... Oh no, come on. Don't double jump. Alright, don't jump. Alright, now. I swear I remember how the bubbles work. I swear I remember how oh, wait. I might as well grab more water.
A welcome find.
Alright, I like that, the little collectibles, lead you to where you're supposed to
There are
go.
more memories ahead, like
Oh no. We got evil swords. Ow. Whoa, ow. Alright, I'm getting smacked around. Alright, let's start knocking him down. Alright, another adversary purified. Alright, might as well break that. Oh, nice, a gold clover. Well, I will say, you know, I would probably... Alright, now. Alright, since they're turned to stone, they're basically dead. Since the enemies are turned to stone, they're basically, you know, dead. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Witch, old witch, the wicked witch. Ding dong, the wicked witch is dead. Alright, we're not gonna have to fight. We're not gonna have to fight the shark eel thing, are we? Oh no, he's back. Oh no, not the tentacles again, no! Not the tentacles, no! Not the tentacles, no! Tentacles, no! Alright now. I know some of you are like super excited for, you know, Magical Girl to go up against, you know, tentacles, but you know, I'm really not feeling it. I'm really not feeling it. I'm like, what is wrong with you guys anyway? Alright, now throw money at him. That's right, we're gonna throw our wealth around. Now, it turns out the true secret of, you know, being heroes, you know, just throw your money around. Alright, now. Money, money, money. Alright, now, get that money. Alright, now, get money. Money, 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 money. Alright, now. Alright, now, get monies. Oh, yeah, alright, now, I'll recover my MP. You know, just in case I need to spam more. Just in case I need to spam inflation.
Scenery keeps changing. I don't know where we are.
Alright, which way am I supposed to... Oh, over there.
We're lost. Except that we haven't gone anywhere.
Alright, alright, now, get that money. I need that money, money. I need that funny money. I need that money, and I need it now to pay for my gacha pulls. I mean, my bills, my very expensive daily bills that I have every day. No, wait. You know, I was thinking of, you know, acting like John Wolf, but, you know, I was like, you know, I mean, I like, you know, John Wolf's humor and all that, but, you know, I was like, you know, maybe that might be a bit too much. And then I was like, nah, that's not gonna be a bit too much, no. Then I was like, nah, I actually do enjoy video games a little too much. I mean, I know John Wolf enjoys video games, but, you know, his humor, you know, is very sarcastic, you know that. His humor is definitely very, you know, very sarcastic. Oh, ow. Palomino's almost dead. Alright, please don't die. Alright, how are you almost dead?
Yourself lucky I didn't go all out.
The further we progress, the more secrets we uncover.
Alright, might as well grab... Alright, now.
Ahead of us still.
Nothing
Alright,
like
Palomino
it.
kinda sucks when, you know, you're not controlling
There's
her.
something we can count on in there. Ace, write about whatever you want. Just don't fall behind, okay?
Alright, now I'll just throw money.
You're not getting away.
Alright, just throw money.
Keep this coming.
Turns out the super secret strategy is just throw money. That's a good way to deal, you know, normal monsters. And if I run out of MP to, you know, throw money, I'll just, you know, down, you know, a bunch of, you know, fairy walnuts. I'll just munch on some fairy walnuts. That's gonna like munch. And you know, eat all that nut. Wait, it's no nut November. I'm not supposed to be eating nut. Alright, I'm pretty sure it's no nut November, and I'm supposed to, you know, not, you know, eating any nuts because, you know, we're trying to spread awareness about nut allergies. Yeah, that's what, you know, no nut November's about, right? Nut allergy? Right, no nut November's about nut allergies, right? Yeah, let's put fairy walnut. Alright, let's set that. Yeah. Alright, now I'll just make sure. Alright, I'll just make sure I got a whole bunch of, you know, healing items. Just to be a little bit safe. Just to be on the safe side, I'll make sure I got a whole bunch of healing items. Oh, excuse me, oof. Yeah, more money.
Got it.
Nice, that'll go towards, you know, boosting inflation a little bit. You know, alright now. Alright now. Remember, remember, there's nothing wrong with being an inflation fetishist. You know, just ask an economist.
I'd say Delos seems to be on his guard.
Sarkos, do not push me. I called
Sarkos, wait, what?
but I will cut you down where you stand.
Just listen, think of what you stand for.
Listen to reason. Think of what you stand for.
Delos is not your enemy, so really never wish for grief to poison you in this way. Return to her side, I beg you.
Poison you in this way. Return to her side, I beg you.
Her side? Her side? Return to a cause
Aurelia, now.
follow in my sorrow.
Alright, what actually happened to Aurelia?
No more!
They got only her murder at the hands of a provision-stealing thief is unforgivable.
The hands of a provision.
Yeah, it was just a thief that, you know, wanted to steal provisions.
Why make
Yeah.
God as your target?
She trusted you to keep the world safe from benevolence, yeah.
She trusted you to
It's not the goddess's fault that your wife died, basically. She died to a thief attack.
What good is the world if Cerulean...
What good is the world if Cerulea's not in it?
Mortals killed her. Humans, blissful in their ignorance, are
Then why aren't you targeting mortals and, you know, targeting the goddess? It's not like it's the goddess's
The
fault.
whole world will know the pain I feel from Cerulean.
No, alright. Yeah, you know, this kind of, alright now, Telephos kind of reminds me a little bit of Dracula. You know, the way that, you know, grief has warped him, you know, in such a way that, you know, made him into basically, you know, very genocide, very, you know, very bad people.
Sarkos,
Grief, you know, poisoned their mind to the point of, you know, complete madness. You know, also kind of reminds me of Count Black. You remember him from Super Paper Mario? No. Yeah, she died to I know she died to a thief, but that's no reason to take it out on everybody. I mean, most people agree that, you know, thief Cerulean was killed by a human. That's why Delphios lost it. In order to make mankind suffer, he decided to take his revenge on the Mana Goddess. Oh, so he wants to make mankind suffer by taking revenge on the goddess.
No.
And 2020...
Any of this right?
And 2026, will you playing a new game with new content for your stream? I don't know, probably. Maybe. Well, maybe on occasion. I am playing Dragon Quest 1 as well.
Did attempt to...
You know, I just, you know, kind of wanted to play this. You know, back in September, and I've, you know, been wanting to finish it for quite some time, so... Yeah, you know, I play whatever I want. I don't care, you know, I don't care what the new games are, but, you know, I just play whatever I want. And sometimes, yes, that does include new games, yeah. After all, I am playing Dragon Quest 1 and 2. And that's a new game, yeah. Oh no, we got two. Alright, now we got some bad boys inside. We got some bad boys up ahead. Alright, now throw money. Oh no, oh no, ow. They're shooting me. No, stop that. Stop juggling me.
You're not getting away. Yes, that's the spirit.
Alright, now, whoa, watch out for rock. Alright, throw money.
Still won't admit defeat.
Alright, throw money. There we go. Yeah, alright now. Yeah, I'm just gonna spam inflation.
Our forces made this outcome and
Alright now, we're spamming inflation like Nintendo's, you know, modern pricing. Yeah. Yeah, that's right, give me your core stones. That's right, give me your core stones. Alright, yeah, that's right, give me your core stones. Wait, then again, you know, it's no big deal, you know, bosses always drop those. Oh, excuse me, oof. Alright now. Alright, now, my plan. Alright, now. Keep going, your keep going with your VTuber content. You're doing great. Now, you think so? I wish. I wish that were the case. I appreciate it. Alright, now, rules of combat. Yeah. The #1 rule of combat is, you know, don't die. Yeah, we need to do our best to minimize casualties, especially among our allies. That's kind of a big requirement for me, yeah. Also, try to keep, you know, try to keep collateral in, you know, try to keep collateral damage at a minimum, yeah. Try to keep, you know, citizens safe and, you know, keep collateral at a minimum. Oh, whoops, I think I might have went the wrong way, but that's okay. I'm sorry. I think I did that, like, the first time I was here, too. Alright, now. Oh, boy, it's, alright. Alright, not gonna lie, the loading times on the PS4 are not, you know, very good, but, you know. Alright, now. Maybe I should have paid more attention to the star on the menu. Alright, do. Dun 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 dun. Alright, now. You'll keep your lever up your VTuber model and create more content. Make sure you get more files and views on your stream. I'm sure I will, but you know, it's not always about the numbers. It's not always about the numbers, you know, dude. It's not always about the numbers. Sometimes it's about the Mets. Let's go, Mets. Let's go, Mets. Let's go, baby. Yeah, let's go, Mets. Oh, wait, Alright, just let me use some of my Lux Serum real quick. Right now, Lux Serum. You know, let's improve, you know, Morley's luck since, you know, he needs that for crits. Right now, let's see. Do I have any more serums? Oh, here we go. Alright, now, magic elixirs, I definitely need those. Let's, you know, improve Morley's MP, because why not? Right now, let's, you know, start improving. Improve spirits. Right, let's improve Morley's spirit a little bit so he has a little bit more, you know, magic defense. Alright, now, let's go get... Right now, vitality. Let's see, who has the lowest? Yeah, Palomena has the lowest, so I might as well, you know, improve hers a little bit. You know, so she's not, you know, close to dying. I'll help make her a little less prone to dying. Alright, stamina. And of course, Palomena, you know, has the lowest of that. So I might as well improve that to make her, you know, physical defense a little higher. Alright, strength. Right now, obviously those two are gonna have the lowest, but you know, I might as well improve Morley's instead. Alright, I'll improve Morley's instead so that, you know, he can hit a little bit harder. Alright there. Now we should be fine. Now it should be okay. You know, I will say Delphios kind of reminds me of Dracula and, you know, Cut Black. You know, grief can be a very, you know, terrible thing to deal with, but, you know, yeah, I can understand, you know, it driving you into madness. And, you know, really wanting, you know, the rest of the world to suffer and burn. Yeah. You know, I was like, yeah. I mean, it's not technically the Gods of Mana's fault, but, you know, if he really wants to make, you know, humanity suffer, you know, because of that, you know, it's probably a good way to do it. Probably a good way to do it.
Nice.
Since, you know, the Gods of Mana, you know, kind of sustains all life, but, you know... Dude, you're like the Gods of Mana's champion. You know what she stands for, right? Oh no, are we gonna have to fight Trent here?
Isn't this the entrance to the sanctuary?
Oh no, we're gonna have to fight Trent and, you know...
Around?
If time and space are distorted, the road won't be linear.
I know, we're probably gonna have to fight Trent here.
Predict where it may take us.
Hey, there's Trent! Or is he an illusion too?
Hey Trent, so, alright now.
Stay back, stranger.
No one is allowed to enter the sacred space, so it's forbidden. Uh-oh.
To enter this sacred
Okay, I'm sorry, but you need to kind of get through and, you know...
Fascinating. This
Okay, alright, illusion is sentient, can sense our presence.
presence.
You know, you remember us, but you met, we're the Elms.
We're the
Elms, what are you talking about? Alright.
homes.
No, whatever your title, no one is allowed to enter the goddess sanctuary.
Goddess's sanctuary.
Okay, can you please let us through? We need to, you know, defeat, you know, Delpheus.
You leave,
Yeah, you know, it's kind of super important.
I
You know, saving the world and all that.
but I will not.
Oh wait, he actually believes we're in the sanctuary mana.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Get ready!
Julie,
Julie, alright now.
think he's doing?
Trent is powerful? Uh-oh.
Be careful! Trent!
Okay, I remember Trent being powerful.
Is this one of the rare occasions that Trent has
Uh-oh.
gone the offensive?
Hey, Ash, please don't be excited about this. This is not a good time for that.
I, Trent, overseer of the sanctuary, will fulfill
Oh yeah, I think I'm a first with
sacred
fire.
duty to the goddess.
Oh no, whoa. Alright, throw money. Alright, now, throw money to win. Oh no, ow, watch out. Alright, throw money. Alright, throw money like we're in inflation fetish. Ow. I shoot seeds.
That means we're wearing him down at last.
No, don't. Alright, please target him.
Let your guard down.
Target him by throwing money. That's right, we're gonna defeat him by using the power of capitalism. Nice, and every little bit of money that we get, you know, helps. Every bit of money, you know, helps our damage output. Not even gonna lie a little bit. Not even gonna lie. I just like that Morley just has a projectile that basically says, hey, you know, I inflict massive amounts of damage based on how much money you have. Yeah, that's it, yeah. I just wish he had the MP recovery of, you know, Angela or something. Now, Angela was, like, super hot, you know, not gonna lie. I mean,
Time it's
Pelman is also hot, too, but, you know.
it's done.
Mm.
Delphos has been sealed away, but we struggle
You struck each other down, knowing you only exist in this form.
to exist in this form.
The goddess has been in a deep slumber ever since.
Slumber since.
But I will not give up. I will remain here until she awakens.
We will remain here
Sure
until
thing.
she awakens.
Alright now. How many elves have been sacrificed over the years? You know, to keep Delpheus' seal. Mount Flowerflows, thanks to the Core offerings, and Delpheus' vengeful curse has been kept at bay.
His vengeful curse
Oh. If the life force of the young was enough to give you respite from your wounds, goddess.
respite from your wounds.
In a bin! That's right, MLG in 2025!
Voice once more, my love. I know not
Cute
how
bunny rating the not cute bat? Yeah.
it comes at such a
That's right, yeah, cute bunny rating the not cute bat. Yeah, not cute. Bunny, running raid, Shadow Legends.
enough is enough.
Enough is enough now.
As long as
The world is doomed to repeat the cycle and the goddess will never awaken? No.
repeat this cycle.
We have to find a way to, you know, stop. We have to wait for a way to wake up. The Mana Sword are sealed away. All we can do is rely on the elementals to hold back the effects of the curse. No, this is kind of messed up now. Yeah, the reason we're the... Alright, now. I do agree that the sacrifices are kind of messed up, but, you know, they're kind of, you know... It's a bit of a trolley problem, you know. Do you sacrifice a few to save the world, or, you know, do you sacrifice the world, you know, save, you know, probably like one person or so?
Someone who can change.
Unfortunately, if we do sacrifice the world to save one person, you know, the rest of the world dies. And, you know, probably you and, you know, your lover with it. Which is kind of what happened to Aaron. Oh, hey, what streak? Nice. Money rating the nuts? Cute? Really? Cute bunny rating the nuts? Cute bat, you mean? Because I'm not cute. That's a bunch of false information. Lies, 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 lies. Shake that bottom line. Lies, lies, lies from little itty bitty bunny eyes. Lies, lies, lies from little itty bitty bunny eyes.
Dead ahead.
Lies, 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 lies from itty bitty bitty bunny eyes. Lies, lies, lies from itty bitty bunny eyes. Itty bitty bunny eyes, you know that lie. Lies, 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 and more lies. Then he has the same integrity of our cuteness like the game journals about games. No! Don't compare me to game journals. No! That's definitely unfair. No matter how much I trick, you know, and prank you guys, you know, I am definitely nowhere near game journals. Yeah, in fact, game journals are like stinky doo-doo pants. And game journals game journals, get stinky doo-doo in their pants and smell bad. Okay? Okay? Yeah. Compare me to game journalists, it's like, a massive insult, really. Okay, I kid. That's obviously a joke, okay?
Can't be far.
I kid. Whoa, look at that. Alright, now. This place is covered in purple energy. Oh, no, bunnies. Alright, man, I'm gonna murder... Alright, now, I'm gonna murder your kin. That's right, I'm murdering your kin. How do you like that? That's right, I'm murdering other... Alright, now I'm murdering bunnies. Oh no, I'm murdering bunnies.
We're nearly to
That's right, I'm murdering bunnies.
the info.
That's right, Inaben. That's right, Inaben. How do you like that? Yeah. That's right, Inaben. It's so easy when you're evil, and I do it all for free. Your tears are all the pay I'll ever need. Alright, I'm just kidding. Obviously, we aren't gonna murder innocent bunnies now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're monsters that, just look like bunnies, yeah. They're not actual bunnies now. Then again, didn't Inaben reveal that he was actually a rabbi? During April 1st?
Nice.
Oh, alright, I'm sorry. I guess it must be very offensive to you to see killing, your kin then. I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry, Inaben. Yeah, Inaben's too cute to bully, really. Inaben, 100% too cute to bully. We can't do that, no. No, Inaben's too cute to bully, no. Too cute to bully. Yeah, because Inaben is just too cute.
Let's correct ourselves before we set off.
Alright now. Do. Yes, you are cute. Yes, you are cute, and so are all of you. All of you are cute. I'm not cute, though. I am literally built like, if Namimon was, a meth addict. Sort of like that Crystal Methodist from, Bravely Default. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna call Crystalism right now. I'm just gonna call it Crystal Methodist.
Finish this once and for all.
I mean, you have to be on crystal meth to believe somebody like Eri. Yeah. I will say, but I can probably see why the heroes in that game were deceived by Eri. I mean, one of them is constantly talking about how things are in black and white, and one of them is like a huge pervert. And preferred to ring a bell. Yeah, he's sort of like Zelos from Symphonia, okay? Yeah, you guys know the character type. Alright now. Alright now, let's go kick Telephos's butt. Alright, Delphios, time to get your butt kicked. Stay away from the goddess of mana. We're not gonna let you, do evil to you. Delphios, give it up. We already cut off one of your arms. Oh no, here he comes. Hey, are you doing okay? You dare stand in my way, Guardian. And who are you talking about? I would do anything for Corellia just as you would for your beloved goddess. I mean, Corellia wouldn't want your mind being poisoned by, grief and hatred. You should go to grief counseling instead of, becoming an edgy demon lord and, taking out your vengeance upon the world. Some people rise above their grief, sort of like, Mr. Val. Then again, Val, had friends who, kind of support him and, pull him back from the brink. He could have, he's kind of, alright now, I will say Delphios is kind of a bit of a mirror for him in that regard. Then again, I could say the same about Aaron. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that Aaron's not, like, the main protagonist or, the main villain. I feel like that would probably been just as good a story.
As a hero to the you fought valiantly.
Yeah, have it, start Aaron as the main hero, and have him, yeah.
You may have managed to destroy the
Actually, Aaron is pretty much like Delphios, isn't he? Actually, maybe I wouldn't want him.
This is as far as you go, Delaphos. We will
Alright, I like Val's conviction here. Alright now, I respect Val a little bit more than that. Alright now. Oh no, alright now. Here comes the turn. Oh no, he's glowing with purple energy. Oh no, he turned into a Yu-Gi-Oh boss monster. Alright, what's with the ring? Alright now. I'm just glad he doesn't have any Konami orbs. Alright, throw him. Uh-oh. There's Unleashing Bullet Hell. Oh no, they're homing in. Alright, now go. Oh no, watch out for the sigils. Oh no, dodge. Alright, throw money. Keep throwing money. Alright, run. Alright, he's trying to get me. Alright, stop running. Stop running, you coward. Alright, now he's down to half HP. Down to half your HP already. By the way, Inabin, you are cute. Inabin, if anything were to happen to you, I think I might become like Delphios. I might become like Delphios if anything happened to you. Not even gonna lie. There's no point no meaning without her. Come on, Delphios, give it up. Give it up, Delphios. Oh no, he's awakening. Alright. No, he's becoming even edgier. No, he's becoming even. Alright, he's got 4 arms now. I know, he's becoming even edgier. Ow, the edge. Yeah, it's almost as edgy as Gladion from, Pokemon Sun and Moon. Yeah, you guys remember that, right? Alright. Whoa, watch out.
What a monstrous form! He has relinquished all reason. We can't let him continue on like this. It's
Oh no, come on now. Stop constantly teleporting, please. Oh no, he's charging up.
Don't hesitate to strike. Inflation.
You've lost, Delaphos. Give up. You have disarmed a champion of old any further.
Alright, let's do the Sunlight Gleam. Alright, that didn't quite, take him down. Alright, get up, get up, get up. Run, 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 run. Alright, there we go. Got him. Got him. Alright, now the adversary has been purified. Adversary purified. Alright, now final boss purified. Dun da dun da dun. Dun da dun da dun. Final boss absolutely purified.
Delafos!
Alright, phase 2. I mean phase 3. Phase 3, gonna grow, 6 arms this time? No, you're not gonna drop, the poor man's roast on us, are you? Oh no, he's preparing to freeze a death ball. Oh no, that's a freeze a death ball. Oh no, are we losing? Or did we win the battle and lose in the cutscene? Wah ha 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 ha.
Is there nothing else we can try?
Aaron Liza's core stones. Aaron and Liza, what are they doing?
All this?
I feel warmth. Sweet, tender warmth.
It's like someone is giving us strength.
Emotions of an untold number of
Oh, they're all the alms
emboldening us to endure. I get it. These are the wishes
from all the rest of the world.
entrusted to us alms from the rest of the world.
Oh yeah, Aaron and Liza, you're alright now.
Is this all you've got, Val?
That's not very Soulguard-like. Come on, don't give up.
Orin, Lissa.
Alright now. Oh, all the alm powers, going to him.
Val, the broke sword! Hurry!
And here comes the sword of mana. Here comes the sword of mana. The sword of mana is back. Oh no, what? What the heck is all this? Wait, you just noticed just now? Hina, wait, what are you doing here?
That's right, Val. You're nearly there.
Hina,
Yeah, we need to bring back Hina, yeah.
This is it! Delafos!
Alright, time to smite. Alright, time to smite him with one big slash. Alright, here comes the final. Alright, now. One punch, that's it. I'm number one. Dun to dun to dun to dun to dun to dun. Smack down. Slice and dice. No. I'm flushing. My beautiful clagginess is going down the drain. Alright, I'm just being a little cheeky now. I'm just being a bit cheeky, so.
So ends my fight.
Hey, look, it's a ghost of mana. Oh wow, you look significantly more beautiful than I remember.
Goddess of mana. I concede.
People can do amazing, terrible things when driven by passion. Potential is purely mortal. It cannot be defined or predicted. Strong emotions can change the world.
Oh, the chat dropped.
Delafos, your curse permeated the entire realm with an unyielding strength born of your devotion to Cerulia. However, that same love is what stopped you. The Alms carried the will of their homelands with them.
Cerulia.
Dalo, for so long, I have watched you. For so long, I have felt the depth of your undying affection. But that is enough for me. I do not want anyone else to know the same pain that we have suffered. When we meet in the next life, I am sure we shall live together at last. Forever together in this beautiful, peaceful world. That is the future that awaits the two of us.
Cerulia.
Cerulia's soul will return to the ethereal sea. There, she will await the promise of new life the Mana Tree will bestow upon her. She is not the only one. All souls, including you and the Alms of past and present, are reborn through the Mana Tree. Dalephos, it is time. Your soul has earned its own rest. Fear not.
I like that Gossamana is very forgiving, you know, considering that, you know, he, you know, kind of, you know, was a bit of kind of, you know, tried to kill her. He kind of tried to, you know, destroy the goddess of mana, but, you know, she decided to be very merciful to him. And I kind of like that a lot.
Coda.
Alright, so I like that a lot.
I missed your voice.
Very nice of them. Very nice of the goddess of mana.
Containing 5 realms conjoined.
Alright, so I am told, you know, there's a game where the goddess of mana goes all yandere.
Depleted my strength.
Yeah.
Far too long.
Yeah,
But I know.
I kinda, alright now. Kind of interested to see what, you know, what that's all about.
To elucidate the limits to your newfound potential.
Not even gonna lie.
The Mana Sword and
Not even gonna lie, it sounds kinda interesting.
2 driving forces within our world.
Is she gonna destroy the worlds in a similar vein to, you know, Lost Spear or something?
Future?
By the way, have you guys ever played Lost Spear?
The choice is yours. Now the sword and hero are together as one.
Yeah, by the way, I can't believe Tokyo RPG Factory was, like, shut down, you know, like a while ago.
Like you wanted, but remember the cost.
Yeah, never, by the way, never trust that, you know, fairy sense of time. I mean, remember, there's a reason why, you know, Frieren, you know, never got together with Himmel, even though Himmel was, like, super interested in him. I mean, her. Even though Himmel was, like, super interested in her. Yeah, by the way, I do like Frieren.
Kidding me? The one to trust in this
Yeah, kind of looking forward to another season of that.
We've come this far. Now's your chance.
Oh man, what was going on, man?
It is frightening. But
Ouch.
do not forget why we are here.
Ouchie, 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 ouchie. By the way, you guys are all cute.
Accomplished has led us
By the way, I'd like to reiterate that you guys are cute, unlike me.
future.
You know, I'm not a Dorito, but I am built like a Dorito, okay? That doesn't confirm the Dorito now. That just means you know, I have a very triangular, you know, body shape, yeah.
Now, at the end of your journey.
Yeah, you know, it's very thick, and, you know, I have a tiny little head. Yeah, it's also covered in, like, facial, it's also covered in, like, you know, it's also covered in, you know, facial hair that looks a lot like, have you guys ever seen Namimon?
Different people along
Yeah.
to reach this point. Hundreds of people.
It also smells like Namimon, I also smell like Namimon's, you know, poop dunk.
Strength of everyone's hearts that got us this far.
Yeah, not even gonna lie.
I don't want a world full of
Yeah, that is the reason I am not cute, no.
We need to build something new.
And before any of you clip that, you know, don't take it out of context to mean something different, okay? Alright, that was a bunch of lies, okay?
Now,
Anybody clipping it out of alright, now, anybody clipping it out of context is lying. Alright?
Future I choose.
That means you, bunny. Alright, let's use a sword of mana to actually restore the world. And, you know, stop all the sacrifices and, you know, cure the curse. And, you know, Dalpheus put on the land. You know, yeah, your element's curse that, you know, he put on the land. You know, the Curse of Orochi. Attack of the Killer Orochi. Oh no, Attack of the Killer Orochi. That, sounds like I'm talking about, space roaches. Oh no, space. Alright, Roach Raiders from Outer Space. Ultimate Muscle. Wait, Roach Raiders from Outer Space is, something that's in the lore? Yeah, there's like alien cockroaches. Yeah, they're led by Dirty Old Cockroach Man. Yeah, Dirty Old Cockroach Man is a real villain, by the way. Yeah, his superpower is one of his superpowers is that he's basically no matter where he appears, he's always censored. Yeah, since he's a cockroach. And yeah, it's kind of a joke about Japanese censorship of cockroaches. Yeah, he attacks at little brown mosaics, which make them look it makes him look much more sus than he actually really is. Now he leads a bunch of evil cockroach raiders, which are basically intergalactic pests that go around raiding food stores and all that, and basically invading other planets. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a space pest, really. Not too unlike some of the space pests, that are in, Star Ocean, such as the Enigma worms. or really any other, space pests in, Star Ocean. Yeah, some of them which are, spread deliberately by, evil villains, to destroy the environment. Alright, now, with your polluting powers combined, I am Captain Pollution! Alright, now, super radiation, deforestation, smog, toxic, and hate. These are the elements of Twitter. These are the elements of Twitter. Also, they combine to form, Captain Pollution. Captain Pollution, he's a zero. He'll take Captain Pollution, he's a villain. He'll take the environment down to 0. That's right. Ow. By the way, I'd like to reiterate that you guys once more are all cute. Cute. You're all super cute. Cute. Cutie, cute. Cutie, cute. You guys are all super duper kitties. Alright now. Prepare. Alright now. This is how it stops. This is how it ends. If you want to get past me, well, you better try again. But no matter how I call you, even if I call you cute, you aren't gonna give up your denial. You're just like the fact that your cuteness is crawling up your skin. You're just like the fact that your cuteness is crawling up your back, yeah. Alright, now, try and beat me if you're able, but my determination is stable. You made my friends all disappear, but everything I cared about is why I'm here. I am their mercy, I am their friendship, I am determination! Alright now, one punch, that's all, I'm number one. Do. Alright, BMCO. Oh, BMCO, what are they doing here? This is a Squeenix project. Egg Weasel! Hey, I remember them. They did a good job, and the Ocarina of Time remake on the 3DS. By the way, we need another remake of the, Ocarina of Time. Maybe one day when Nintendo decides, we're gonna put our games, on Steam and all that. We can actually get, a version of Ocarina of Time that's accessible to everybody. instead of people with super ancient consoles or Nintendo's own, shoddy emulation service. Yeah. That video game companies are now considering video game companies are considering this, wild concept that, PC gaming has had for a while, not overcharging people for using their own internet. It's wow, what a concept. You know, you mean you could have had the same things that, you know, PC gaming's had for years and years and years? You know, that you guys kind of did away with because of sheer greed? Alright, now. Wow, what a concept! You mean you could have done the things that, you know, people wanted you to do, you know, since the beginning? And, you know, roll that back? Yeah, I wish Nintendo would roll that back, but, you know, Nintendo's not gonna do that. They're, you know, are determined, you know, to charge a premium for their Switch 2 prices. Yeah, funny thing, I went down to Walmart, you know, and, you know, actually saw the video games being sold. You know, everything that wasn't Nintendo was actually being priced reasonably, okay? Like, I can pick up a copy of Bravely Default on a Switch 2 for like $40, okay? But, you know, all the Nintendo games are like $80. including ones that are just, you know, just re-releases, you know, on the Nintendo Switch. Too, you know. Such as, you know, Tears of the Kingdom and, you know, Breath of the Wild, but, you know, I always thought Tears of the Kingdom was a bit overpriced, but, you know, was a good game. Alright, now. But anyway, let's enjoy, you know, Vision's Mana. Alright, now. By the way, you know, you know, maybe I might make a, you know, I might make an outfit for Endemai that's like a combination of, you know, that one battle bikini outfit and, you know, maybe the Plumeria outfit. Yeah. And then I probably have to, you know, cover it with, like, safety regulation orange, you know, keep it Twitch compliant. Because we got a whole bunch of power tripping currents, you know, in power right now. Yeah, Nah, we got a lot of power tripping currents, you know, with too much power right now in the world. That are, you know, unironically, you know, pushing for fascism. They're unironically, you know, wanting to run countries or, like, you know, abusive households. And, you know, not wanting to allow people to have fun. No fun allowed. And I think that's kind of nonsense. I think that's a bunch of nonsense. Alright. Sorry. I will not talk about any more of that. By the way, I should, you know, come up with more stuff for my lore. Alright, now, I need to come up with, I need to come up with a plot that's sort of like, you know, the Red Shoes. Alright, you guys probably don't know the Red Shoes, but, you know, it's basically a Hans Christian Andersen story. You know, it kind of involves a pair of cursed shoes that, you know, was put on this girl's feet because she was, like, you know, feeling super, you know, vain or whatever. And, you know, she was forced to dance and, you know, had her legs get chopped off. Yeah, she had her feet, you know, chopped off, yeah. You know, get rid of the shoes. Yeah, that's the kind of thing that alright now. That's a kind of, you know, cruel and unusual punishment that, you know, I expect out of Unseelie Fairies. Yeah, apparently they forget. Yeah, especially from them, you know, when they talk about Mercy and, you know, Mercy isn't actually in their playbook, no. Lies from Sky Fairy Eyes. Lies. Lies, and more lies. Sort of like Pinocchio. You know, technically speaking, I did read the book of Pinocchio, and, you know, there's actually two types of lies, you know, actually. Yeah, there's lies that, you know, have long noses, and there's lies with short feet. We never actually saw the ones with short feet, so we only got, you know, of course, you know, the ones that make your nose grow. Which, you know, obviously, yeah. That's pretty infamous. I will say, however, that Goel Mounted Totaro, you know, movie was actually, you know, had a much better playland than, you know, the book or, you know, any of the other versions of Pinocchio. Because rather than, you know, be someplace where bratty kids, you know, break the rules, it's like, you know, indoctrinating them into, you know, into fascism. Yeah, I'm not kidding, by the way. Literally indoctrinating them into, you know, fascist Italy's, under, you know, frickin' Mussolini. Yeah, by the way, Mussolini isn't tomorrow's, you know, movie. Yeah. By the way, you know what happened to Mussolini, by the way? Yeah, yeah, his own people kind of, unalived him. Yeah. That's right, get wrecked. Sort of like Scar in, The Lion King, when the hyenas turned on him. After it got revealed that he was basically using them for his own ends. Alright, now. I'm allowed to reference, older Disney properties because they're actually good. And actually have effort put into it instead of, like, modern Disney properties. Which, contain things like AI. Ugh. A lot of companies are going towards AI moderation, with no human oversight. It kind of reminds me of, alright, you guys probably don't know what I'm talking about, but it kind of reminds me of that one of the episodes of Jacob Tutu where Jacob turned in a test to a computer. And the computer has offered a jam, and was doing a whole bunch of errors, and Jacob Tutu and his friends were like, there's something very wrong with this and all that. But the adults around him were like, nah, there's nothing wrong. Computers never lie. Kind of reminds me a little bit of that. I can't wait for the AI bubble to crash. I can't wait for the AI bubble to crash and, for people to finally realize that AI is not a good way to, do anything, really. Well, not a good way to, not a good way to, run moderation. Oh, by the way, I'm not a psychopath. That's not true. I'm not a psychopath. That's not true. Thank you, me Manic Airport Walrus for, the psychopath, but I'm not a psychopath. I am an arc, and I am an arc, I am a superhero, and I am born of, thought forms. Okay? I am not a celestial of any sort. I am not a foul fiend. I am literally born of human imagination, okay? Yeah, well, I mean, descendants of, beings that were born from, human imagination, I also, and, and they became their own people, and, I kind of, I'm a child of, a fairy and a human, but, Which, in retrospect, it's kind of, alright, in retrospect, it does kind of sound like, I'm saying, somebody, definitely, thinking of an AI that masquerades as dead people? Yeah. Pretty sure that's part of the most, then the technology destroyed human civilization plots. No. Yeah, wasn't there, like, a story, that, said that the dream machine, that was, like, there was a dream machine that kind of was able to produce everything that was able to produce stories for the humans and, kind of led to the end of civilization? Yeah, pretty sure there was like a sci-fi story for that too.
Grandpa Val.
Grandpa Val.
Val?
I need a villager. Uh-oh. Oh wait, what's going on? Alright, I think we're here for a super secret ending that we're not supposed to, see. I think Square Enix might copyright claim us.
He has returned.
He returned to the goddess side in his final rest. Alright, now he gets to live alongside his waifu for waifu, Hina. Now you can be reunited with Hina at long last. Now we love Hina. Hina is like super duper cute, yeah. Alright. I kind of knew that Hina was... Alright, now. Until they started playing up the romance, I was like, until they... the first time I was playing, I was like, when they started playing up the romance between, Val and Hina, I was like, oh, that's gonna be a death flag. That's gonna be a death flag, isn't it? Yeah, especially when they started trusting Eren. Yeah, and I was like, Eren's not... Eren... I mean, I sympathize with Eren's reasoning, but, it seems like the story doesn't, want to go in the direction that, Eren wants to go in. Since, he's kind of willing to sacrifice the world for, his love. In a way, he's a bit like Talfeos. Yeah, Cerulean basically died from a random bandit attack, really. Well, technically speaking, a provision stealing thief. Yeah. Basically just a thief, that was looking for food, kind of killed her. And, he decided, all of humanity needed to die. And to do that, he decided, hey, I'm going to, curse the land and, cause all this and, that's going to inadvertently lead to all the sacrifice business to try and, stave off the curse. So that the elementals can try to stave off the curse. Which, is actually a good reason for, the further sacrifices when it's, revealed. Although they probably should have made it, more clear from the beginning. I mean, they kind of, made, alright now. Probably should have made it a little more clear from the beginning. I mean, it's kind of, alright now, it's kind of hinted as to the sacrifices are super important to, maintain mana in the world, but, we didn't really learn why until, like, late in the game. They probably should have been like, hey, Delphios, kind of cursed the land, and we kind of need to keep everything, from dying, so we kind of need sacrifices to, kind of maintain the mana power to, stay off the curse, and, prevent the destruction of the world, so that all of you guys can live. Oh, did Hina become a mana goddess? Of course she did. Like, this isn't the start of, the mana goddess, Yandere timeline, is it? Wait, what if this is, like, actually the start of the, the Annie's the Witch storyline? Wait, wasn't Annie's the Witch part of, Donna Mana? Yeah, we don't talk about, the PS2 version of, the mana, we don't talk about the PS2 mana game. That kind of killed, of mana for quite a while. Until, obviously, we got the, Secret of Mana remake, which was not very good, and then we got the Trials of Mana remake, which was, pretty good, aside from, the English voice acting being, like, 4Kids quality. Yeah, then we got a, new original game with this one, and then they kind of shut down the studio, but I hope, Square Enix doesn't, just give up on, Mana, altogether, though. Hopefully they're willing to still actually make, Mana games. The studio that, made this got shut down because, they weren't making, yeah, they weren't yet. Like, studio that, made this game got shut down, basically after the game actually got released. Because, hey, it wasn't, the big, it wasn't, the, super big moneymaker. And they wanted to make, scummy, scammy gotcha games. 10 Cents had a hand in it, by the way. 10 Cents had a hand in it, by the way, because of course they did. Whenever there's anything's coming in, Asian countries, it's either 10 Cents, Nintendo, or Kamani. Those are really the three big, scumbags. Alright, now let's go see who's on. Ooh. Alright, I know who to raid. Alright, let's go raid Farrah the Bat.
For millennia, we have lived and died this way. And so we shall forevermore, as each land continues its long tradition, seeing the appointed alms off on their pilgrimage to the main.
Right now, let's put Moonbat Raid. Oops. Let's put Moonbat Raid as the raid message. Oops. Alright, now Moonbat Raid. Alright, goodbye. See you later.